and equipment. The Sports Closet, now located at shop number 3, Leaders Plaza, Nashville, Mandeville, Manchester. Call them today at 876-613-7429. Cellular phone 876-363-8323 or 876-546-0630. Yes, you asked for it and now you got it. Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Shop with us for a wide range of sporting goods and equipment. It's Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Sports Closet, you'll never go asking for anymore.
We can't always choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we dance to it.
I'm Janine.
And I'm Kalisha. And we are the Christ of Praises. You're listening to NRP Media and Radio. Reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
It is now 6:30 and time for the news.
Good morning and welcome to our platforms, nrpmediaja.com, also Facebook and YouTube at nrpmediaja. It's Thursday, December 7, 2023. I am Leon Nash with the NRP Break of Day News. Here are the headlines. NHG contributors now have easier and expanded access to loans. Financial analyst Ralston Hammond criticizes Epoch chairman for what he says were misleading interpretations of BOJ figures. 27 farmers received payouts under the GK Insurance Weather Protect scheme following recent heavy rains. And in sport, England beat West Indies in their second of a 3-match series played yesterday in Antigua. The news is brought to you by NRP Radio, reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio. Reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now the news. National Housing Trust NHT contributors now have easier and expanded access to loans under the agency's External Financing Mortgage Program, EFMP. Into full effect on August 1 represents an improvement to the country's financing arrangements as it provides an increased list of mortgage institutions through which qualified contributors can obtain their full NHT loan benefits. It replaces the previous Joint Finance Mortgage Program, JFMP, providing contributors with loan options at the same low interest rates they would generally receive from the NHT. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said that the move is aimed at increasing home ownership across all income levels in Jamaica. Under the EFMP, all mortgagors wishing to use their NHT loan benefit, along with additional financing, will have their mortgage processed through one of the institutions under the program. NHT contributors who are only accessing their NHT benefit will also have the option of processing their loan via an EFMP mortgage partner. The EFMP forms part of a set of strategic changes in the optimization of NHT's loan origination and processing services. To date, 10 institutions have signed on to the EFMP, namely COK Solidarity Credit Union, National Commercial Bank (NCB), the Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited, JMMB Bank Jamaica Limited, JN Bank Limited, the Victoria Mutual Building Society (VMBS), First Global Bank Limited, First Caribbean International Bank Jamaica Limited (CIBC), Sagicor Bank Jamaica Limited, and Sagicor Life. Financial analyst Ralston Hyman says chairman of the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, Keith Duncan, has misled the country, claiming that it was the first time since Jamaica had achieved a surplus and that the country was now lending to the world. Speaking in an interview with NRP, Mr. Hyman said has misrepresented and misinterpreted the figures provided to him by the Bank of Jamaica and the Finance Ministry.
A current account surplus does not mean that you are lending to the rest of the world. If you have a surplus, it flows to the net international reserves and help with the build-up of the reserves. Jamaica is also not a net exporter of goods and services. To be a net exporter of goods and services, it means that the amount of money that you collect from your exports of merchandise goods, tourism services, BPO services, shipping services, consultancy services must be more than the amount of money that you're paying to the rest of the world for these goods and services. What we're seeing is that the gap between our exports of goods and services is being covered by the flows of remittances from Jamaicans living and working abroad. So it is misleading to say that we are a net exporter of goods and services because we are not a net exporter of goods and services. The surplus is due to the flows of remittances from Jamaicans living and working abroad.
And Mr. Hyman is of the view that for Jamaica to display that it is truly experiencing economic growth, then it must show an increase in merchandise goods and tourism, among others.
So what we need to be doing is to try and export more merchandise goods, reduce the level of merchandise imports, as well as to generate more foreign exchange from services such as tourism. We are only earning 41 cents per dollar from tourism. We need to move up that to 50 cents, 60 cents like the Dominican Republic, and we need to be exporting more services, our creative industries, and all of those things. Right now, we're extremely dependent on the flows of remittances from Jamaicans living and working abroad.
Financial analyst Ralston Hyman. 2 major awards have been won by Jamaica from the prestigious World Travel Awards, which is in its 30th year at the landmark Burj Al Arab in Dubai, Emirates. Receiving the award on behalf of Jamaica was Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett. Gafar Ellis reports.
Minister Bartlett, also as founder and chairman the Global Tourism Resource Management Center, GTRCMC, a think tank based in Jamaica, handed out 5 Global Tourism Resilience Awards to 2 major Middle East corporations and 3 countries. Jamaica was awarded World's Best Family Destination and World's Best Cruise Destination, large audience of government leaders and of global corporate titans and travel stakeholders. Meanwhile, the Global Tourism Resilience Awards presented by entities and countries that have demonstrated global leadership, pioneering vision and innovation to overcome critical challenges and adversity. The inaugural Global Tourism Resilience awardees are the nations of Qatar, the Maldives, the Philippines, and the UAE. Corporate powerhouses DP World, an Emirati multinational logistics company, specializes in cargo logistics, port terminal operations, maritime services, and free trade zone, and DNATA, a leading global air and travel service provider offering ground handling, cargo, travel, catering, and retail services in over 30 countries across 6 continents. Minister Bartlett, along with Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Machi Samuda, along with a high-level team of technocrats, were in Dubai on the occasion of COP28, the United Nations Climate Change Conference 2023, with global leaders, governments, and other leading stakeholders discussing how to limit and prepare for climate change. The Global Tourism Resilience Awards falls under the stewardship of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, an international think tank headquartered in Jamaica with satellites in Africa, Canada, and the Middle East. Founded by Minister Bartlett in 2018, the GTRCMC aims to help tourism stakeholders worldwide prepare for, manage, and recover from a crisis. For NRP News, I am Gafar Ellis.
Consumers have been advised to brace for disruptions in domestic food supplies, especially for vegetables, consequent on the impact of heavy rains from potential tropical cyclone 22. Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Minister Floyd Green, in a statement to the House of Representatives on Tuesday, said that in the short term, disruptions to the country's food supplies, especially in the vegetable lines, can be anticipated. He reported that the reality is that vegetable farmers started the year in drought and would have finished the year in extensive floods. As such, the expectation is that there would be a downturn in supply and a rise in prices. The worst hit areas include Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and St. Thomas. A total of 410 hectares of crops, including vegetables, fruits, and condiments, were lost. Livestock losses were significant, including 160,500 broilers, 1,460 layers, 70 pigs, 34 sheep, and 47 goats. Following the last heavy rains associated with the tropical cyclone, there were also significant impact on infrastructure, including farm roads, especially in St. Thomas and East Rural St. Andrew. Meanwhile, 27 farmers who were insured under the GK Insurance Weather Project scheme and impacted by the recent heavy rains are set to receive payouts. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green, made the disclosure during a statement to the House of Representatives on Tuesday. He informed that the farmers who are from Clarendon, Manchester and St. Elizabeth took advantage of the government's incentive regime and signed up for a basic coverage that was being provided. He disclosed that the total payout amounts of $675,000, and what it means for farmers is that without any reference to the ministry, they will have the resources to rebound from the most recent weather event. The agriculture minister added that what the government needs is for farmers to sign up for the protection. He informed that the ministry has been exploring strategies that it will embark on in the next financial year to get more farmers on board. And finally, in the local segment of the news, a man who the Kingston Western Division had listed as a in November had several gun-related charges laid against him in connection to a Sunday, November 19 shooting incident along Rodney Street in Kingston 12. Charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition is 38-year-old Kevardo King, otherwise called Skin Teeth, of Nelson Street, Kingston 14. Reports from the Denham Town Police are that about 10:45 p.m., a man was walking along the roadway when he was pounced upon by King and an accomplice who chased and opened gunfire at him. Following the shooting, King and his accomplice escaped on foot in the area. The man who ran away to escape injury made a report to the police. An investigation was immediately launched, which led to King being taken into custody on Thursday, November 23, and was charged after being identified on an identification period on Monday, December 4. His court date is being finalized. Meanwhile, a 51-year-old shoemaker was charged with murder of a 33-year-old Kevin Thompson, who was killed along North Odeon, Kingston 10 on Tuesday, November 28. Charge is done on Nooks of John 12. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that about 10:45 a.m., an argument developed between the two men and a tussle ensued when Nooks used the knife to inflict several stab wounds to Thompson. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. You're listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com. Reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities, along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn
Hepburn's Glass Appliance is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass, quality service is our priority.
And now for our sports stories. We bowl off on cricket, lovely cricket. Will Jacks made 73 and Sam Curran took 3 for 33 as England beat West Indies by 6 wickets in the second one-day international in Antigua to level the 3-match series yesterday. Shai Hope's run 68 helped West Indies recover from 23 for 4, 52 before Liam Livingston, 3 for 39, and Rehan Abid, 2 for 40, saw the hosts dismissed for 202 in 39.4 overs. Jacks led England's response with a mature knock before Harry Brook, 43, and Bob Butler, 58. In short, England got over the line with more than 17 overs to spare. The third and deciding one-day international will be played in Bridgetown, Barbados on Saturday. On basketball, LeBron James scored 31 points as the Los Angeles Lakers won a thriller against the Phoenix Suns to win 106-103 and reach the semifinals of the NBA's inaugural in-season tournament. James, 38, sank 15 points in the fourth quarter as the Lakers held off a Kevin Durant-inspired second-half comeback. The win sets up a showdown with the New Orleans Pelicans later today. In response to the victory, James said, quote, "I've been there a lot in my career, and I understand the assignment," unquote. He said he was also happy he was able to make a couple of plays. The Lakers dominated the first half to lead 59-47 at the break, but Durant's 31 points in total brought the Suns back into contention before James's final quarter exploits. Finally, on football, Argentina and Inter Miami Lionel Messi has been named Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Messi joined Miami in July and scored 11 goals in 14 games in all competitions to help them lift the League Cup, their first ever trophy. The 36-year-old also won the Ballon d'Or for the 8th time in October. The Times Magazine reported that Lionel Messi this year managed to do what once seemed impossible when he signed with Inter Miami, turning the U.S. into a soccer country. The magazine said Messi's arrival had driven a surge in attendance, ticket prices, merchandise sales, and viewership of MLS games. The striker joins the likes of gymnasts Simone Biles, swimmer Michael Phelps, and NBA superstar LeBron James in winning the award. That's sports in our NRP Break of Day newscast, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Appliance is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass, quality service is our priority.
We to bring you a good news as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the low sport. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Richard Green. Israeli forces struck the southern Gaza town of Rafah twice overnight, sowing fear in one of the last places where civilians can seek refuge. Israel has widened its offensive against Hamas from the devastated north to southern areas already packed with displaced people. Heavy fighting in and around the southern city of Khan Yunis has displaced tens of thousands of people and cut most of Gaza off from deliveries of food, water, and other vital aid. United Nations officials say there are no safe places in Gaza. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned the Security Council of an impending humanitarian catastrophe and urged members to demand a ceasefire. But the U.S. appeared likely to block any such effort. Legislation that will provide new security assistance for Ukraine and Israel was blocked in the U.S. on Wednesday, demanded tougher measures to control immigration at the U.S. border with Mexico. Reuters correspondent Ryan Chang has more.
The bill, which includes $20 billion for border security, provides about $50 billion in new security assistance for Ukraine, as well as money for humanitarian and economic aid for government in Kyiv, $10 billion for Israel. The final tally of votes was 49 in favor to 51 against, short of the 60 votes needed to stop debate. Every Senate Republican voted no, along with Senator Bernie Sanders, an independent who expressed concerns about funding Israel's, quote, current inhumane military strategy.
That was Reuters correspondent Ryan Chang. Join VOA's Flashpoint Global Crises as we delve into the heart of the world's most pressing conflicts and crises, from the Israel-Hamas war to the Russia-Ukraine war, as well as regional hotspots from Asia to Africa. This is VOA News.
That was the latest international news from the VOA. Now for the weather report and forecast. The National Met Service is reporting that there is a significant feature of a prefrontal trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across Jamaica. The cold front associated with the trough is expected to become stationary today and remain just north of the island. In the 24-hour forecast this morning, isolated showers are expected across northern parishes. Cloudy elsewhere across northern parishes. This afternoon, expect isolated showers mainly across northern and southeastern parishes. Elsewhere, partly cloudy, windy across northern parishes. In the 3-day forecast after today, Friday, expect isolated morning showers and possible thunderstorms across north central and eastern parishes. Afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms are expected across sections of central and western parishes, windy across northern parishes. On Saturday, expect isolated showers mainly across northern parishes, and it will also be windy. On Sunday, expect partly cloudy conditions in the morning, isolated afternoon showers across western parishes, windy across southern parishes. In terms of other current regional weather features, there is a cold front across western Cuba. That is the latest weather report and forecast in the Break of Day newscast. And with that, we've come to the end of our news presentation for this morning. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. NHD contributors now have easier and expanded access to loans. Financial analyst Ralston Hyman criticizes EPOC chairman for what he says were misleading interpretations of BOJ figures. 27 farmers received payouts under the GK Insurance Weather Protect scheme following recent heavy rains. And in sport, England beat West Indies in their second of three-match series played yesterday in Antigua. The full package of news today comes to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Here is your invitation to join us again this evening at 6:30 for the NRP Evening News Roundup. Remember we invite your feedback to this newscast via WhatsApp at 876-336-9928 or on any of the platforms that you are listening. We invite you also to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NRP Media JA and click on the notification bell. The same applies to our Facebook pages at NRP Media JA and under the name LEAON Nash. Our radio platform at nrpmediaja.com is always operating 24/7, 365 days per year for your listening pleasure. Join this growing medium, feel fulfilled and informed. I am Leon Nash for NRP News. Have for yourself a good rest of your morning and please stay safe.
Make me talk baking right now. Me taste some things from the baker up there so, and the next one around there so, but them not taste so good.
Then.
Me just decide to go down to Caledonia Mall in Mandeville and Williamsfield and buy my things at Better Taste Baker, my dear.
So what them have?
For all your Christmas breads, buns, bullas, jackas, corn, and other baked stuff, come visit today and make purchase at our Williamsfield location as well as at Shop 5 Caledonia Plaza in Mandeville.
We're opened Mondays to Saturdays for your shopping pleasure.
Call us for your special order at telephone number 876-624-0555 and 876-961-0575.
Better Taste Bakery for all your baking needs.
Discover the power of seamless connection with Suritsu Communications, your